Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-show live chat, where we're going to be talking about everything that just went down this latest episode of The Bachelor. How's everyone doing tonight? It's me, Bachelor Fan Take here. We're back again, finally. After a week, we didn't have the live stream because I had quite a hectic Monday last Monday. For those of you that don't know, my dog was rushed to the emergency room last week, and he's doing well now. He's he doesn't want to come say hello. He doesn't like to come into the office. He did come into the office area that I have set up here last Tuesday after I picked him up, and he stayed with me for the recap, but not this week. No, this week it's just Bob, the other one, lounging there. But, alright, enough of that. Let's get back into this. Welcome to the post-show live chat, where we're going to be talking about the episode, and we're going to be talking about Shanae. We're going to be talking about the 2-on-1 that's to come, and the preview that they gave out at the end of the episode. But before we get into that, of course, we gotta talk about the rules. Number one, please, no posting any blatant spoilers in the chat. Of course, anything that's sleuthed out, anything from the previews, anything from an official account, a Bachelor account or a contestant's account, totally welcome. I'm gonna do my best to answer any and all questions in the chat, but of course, super chats will get priority. And really, the most important rule of all is the last one: be kind to each other. So yes, how come my dog Jackson? I was out for about 10 minutes. I walked back in and he was having a seizure. It was really, really scary, really scary. But he's good. He's good now. So really happy about that, and happy to be back in a live stream. Not a fan of Shanae. So we first and foremost, what we can talk about, we didn't quite get to the full 2-on-1. There's a little too much going on this episode with the Houston 1-on-1 still with Serene, and then a trip to Toronto, another 1-on-1 with Gabby, and a group date, all of that, and a rose ceremony thrown in too. Too much to get to, but we have everything we need to know from the previews to figure out if Shanae is going to stay or go. If you watch my videos, you already know the answer, but for one, we have footage beyond the beyond this 2-on-1 of Genevieve, so she's got to stay. But hey, maybe he keeps both of them. And Maria Hernandez, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support for the channel. If I were the women and seeing how Clayton validates Shanae all the time, I would have walked out. Like, why bother saying anything if he keeps picking Shanae? Funny drama, good. Toxic drama, no, I agree. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. The Shanae drama has elements like the shrimp stuff. That's funny drama. People freaking out about stupid shrimp stuff. Funny. The whole neurodivergent, making fun of people for ADHD, that stuff is not. That needs to go. And at that point the show should just kick you off. And really, the main thing that I want to put out there for production is not to put Shanae on Paradise. Do not put Shanae on Paradise, because it sends a message that this works. You can go on The Bachelor and be the most vile, person, spew hate towards everyone, and send a horrible message, on live TV, or not live TV, but on network TV, and get rewarded for it. You get your screen time in Paradise. So please no Shanae in Paradise. That's really what I'm hoping for. And I agree with you there, yeah. Funny drama, good. Toxic drama, no. And Charleston Franklin, OMG, that preview was insane. Yeah, we got a lot more, apart from more from the 2-on-1, we got a lot more of the end of the season, a little more context into like what happens with this moment where Clayton's walking out. Hopefully, at the end of the hour, we'll see if they put up the preview. Sometimes maybe with these extended ones, they put them up early too. I'm hopeful, but if not, at the end of the hour, they usually put up the preview on YouTube, and we can watch it and do a little bit of live sleuthing, just first reaction sleuthing to the preview. And a more extended preview is going to be out on Wednesday, but a little bit more context to this moment, seemingly pegging it as like something that Gabby does that sets Clayton off. Though we'll see if there's a fake out there. It's also possible that the footage that they use is confusing, but it is still Gabby. We're gonna see. But for now, we're talking about the 2-on-1. And so yes, before I was saying, this is confirmation that Genevieve makes it further along in the episode or in the season, past this next episode, past the 2-on-1, so she must stay. However, I was reviewing, and it was something I missed from the past preview. This is proof that not only Genevieve stays, but Shanae for sure goes, and it's Genevieve he picks from the previews that they've already given to us. They've thankfully laid out for us already. So here we've got this is the here we've got Genevieve and Shanae on the 2-on-1. Bit of a trophy, the trophy moment happening here. One second, I just want to set this up real quick. Technical difficulty. And we've got let me see here. Let me grab this image real quick through my here we go. So we've got Clayton here. Clayton here in this outfit. This is his 2-on-1 rose ceremony outfit. And there's a picture from a past preview not a past preview breakdown, but a past season preview. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here, scouring through my photos. I thought I had it set up, but I obviously did not. This is it. There we go. Here we are. This shot right here. That tells you everything you need to know. I originally thought this was like maybe from the date right here with Gabby in Toronto. They took a helicopter to the Niagara Falls. But no, this will be after the 2-on-1 when Shanae is gone, and that's Genevieve with Clayton right there. Definitive proof. This is from the previews, a shot from the previews. I think one of the very first ones too. So, there you go. Bit of a technical difficulty. I thought I had originally set up all 4 pictures, but for some reason something changed. Sometimes Streamlabs can be weird like that, but there you go. If you didn't know already that Shanae was going to go because there's more Genevieve footage, or you watch my videos, yet you have it now. Further proof. Why can't that be a roll? That just be B-roll of them just hugging? Because it's very it's an embracey sort of thing. So now the way that I'm kind of thinking of it, so we've had them already at the 2-on-1 and looking over the falls. Here's how the 2-on-1 works from the point where they're on the boat looking at the falls. Now it's time to sit down and figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go. The 2-on-1s, when they're in this like original classic Bachelor format, always go like this. Clayton will pick one person. They will go off, talk, come back. Then he'll pick another person. They'll go off and talk, come back. Then he will decide who's going to stay, who's going to go. The person that goes will leave. The other person will then get a night date. And this just seems far too much of an embrace kind of moment, looking over the falls, to be that like area where he's talking with Genevieve, especially when the preview that we just got at the end of this episode is saying like, are you an actor? Like Shanae is kind of throwing Hail Marys out there to try and make Genevieve look really bad. This to me has the feel of the moment after Shanae has been eliminated, where the two of them embrace, they watch the falls while Shanae goes away or something like that. It really to me is it. This is definitive proof. It would be strange for them to be hugging. That's my opinion, I guess. So, and I suppose you're right. We have been surprised by Shanae in the past, but that mixed with the fact that Genevieve has this moment later on in the season, I think, tells you everything you need to know. And SHM Design, thank you for the continued support. Glad to see you back in the chat. Thoughts on Clayton being able to tweet super freely when production usually doesn't allow this? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I'm doing well. I think one, it's an engagement thing. Two, production still has control over pretty much everything that's tweeted anyways. It probably needs to be approved. Maybe they trust him. Maybe they give him more freedom because he let them do whatever. Could be that too. I think I've noticed in the past when leads, and this is something they started doing more around Katie's season as well. There was more like a social media push with the show from the lead, more tweets and things like that. Then as Katie's season went on, and it kind of got a little out of hand, she pulled back on the tweets, and that could also be because it was harder to watch too. But we'll see if that happens with Clayton too. It could just mean he has a better relationship with production. Previews up on Instagram and Twitter. Okay, so we will definitely look at that soon. We'll look at it. It's an extended one, so we will for sure look at that really soon. Get into some live sleuthing. Go over some of this endgame stuff. This stuff. We know that Clayton makes it to his final rose ceremony here, because we see it. I guess it's possible that it's a fake out. They did do the fake out with Colton's season that one time, where they had the final rose ceremony, but wasn't actually a thing. But yeah, and more to do with this Clayton's in Iceland. I'm in love with you, and they keep cutting to new women every time. Originally it was Rachel, Genevieve. It's Gabby for sure, and we have more proof that it's Gabby in this latest preview. They've cut to all these women before in this final 2, final 3 rose ceremony stuff. I only buy these two right here. Through sleuthing, we know are Rachel and Gabby. We've seen the dress on Gabby. We'll see it in this preview. She is wearing a coat over it, so it looks like she has this rose ceremony. At whatever point, there's something that disrupts it, and she goes out. She's in the coat. And then Rachel, right here, same as that outfit right there. So, Gabby, by the way, I don't know what happens, if there's something that happens with Gabby at the end. Gabby, I'm calling it now. She's my fave of the season. Fave of the season. She seems like a lot of fun. She, the dog was into her. Tells me all I need to know. All the other women in the house seem to like her. A lot of the little podcasts and stuff that I've listened to, heard from, all the women really like Gabby. She seems kind of quirky. Seems kind of quirky. I think Rachel is going to win. I think that Susie is the early Bachelorette vibes I've gotten. But I think if that's the case, if Rachel wins, Gabby should be Bachelorette. If we're thinking that based on the sleuthing, we've got these three in the final three. That's my early opinion right now. I think it'd be a funny, quirky season. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be a funny season, entertaining season. That's my take right now. That can change. And Wolverines 3030, thank you for the super chat. Who's the one he gets so mad at? It's killing me trying to figure it out. At the end, yeah, it seemed to imply Gabby. We're gonna take a look at it in just a few minutes. Now that the preview is up. Let me just throw. What's gonna be better quality? Twitter. I think that's the same. It doesn't Bachelor. I was typing in the Bachelor, and I wrote. Okay.
On the Bachelor.
Oh my.
All right, they've got it up on it's the same on Twitter and Instagram. It doesn't matter. They definitely were implying that it was Gabby though, so we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna take a look at it in just a second. But yes. So Shanae will be going. Fear not. For anyone who might be worried. I think let's just get into it then. If we're gonna be if everyone's interested doing the live sleuthing thing, let's just get into it. And we can talk more about this ending. So, gonna get out the old preview headphones. Is Bob gonna help with the sleuthing? Let's see. His eyes are open this time. Alright. Got up on Twitter now. Here we go. This is the preview, just the this season part. So let's see what we can figure out.
And on the Bachelor.
Oh my gosh.
I came here to find love, and it's here.
I am falling for you so hard.
Every second I spend with her, it's never long enough.
It's interesting. So I was thinking this episode, I haven't seen Teddy at all this season since getting the first impression rose. And I was going, is this going to be another Abigail situation? Gets the first impression rose, gets nothing after that. She is going to be getting a one-on-one. This is in Croatia. So after Toronto, I'm trying to do the math here. I think after the Toronto dates and rose ceremony, they're going to be going to. We know they go to Croatia and Austria, and I think that's about it. So one of those will be first, and then the next. I don't know which episode will be which, but Teddy is going to be getting a one-on-one there. This looks very Croatia. I have family from Croatia. I've been to Croatia. This looks a lot like a Croatian sort of destination here, like a city port kind of thing. I think this is Sarah. Sarah with another one-on-one, 2 one-on-ones. This is in Austria. with Rachel. She'll be getting another one-on-one, it looks like. And Susie in Austria as well. And I think, Serene... So, okay, so it makes sense that Austria would be the final location before hometowns. If we've got Rachel... At least I think this is Rachel. If I remember from previous preview breakdowns. Anyways. Serene's also... This is Serene in Austria. If there are 3 one-on-ones in an episode, that's the episode before hometowns. They've done it before, where like on Hannah Brown's season, they had 3 one-on-ones. Tyler, Jed, and Mike. And Mike went home. So it'll be big, because usually there's always one of those that doesn't get a rose on the episode before hometowns. There's usually that one-on-one. It's always so sad. They send them home. But there you go. We've got more one-on-ones in Europe, outside of North America. All right, I'm just gonna jump back here, because to me, hometown. This is not Croatia or Austria. This looks like Florida to me. Looks like Rachel to me. Hometown.
You have everything
Iceland.
that I've ever wanted. What we have is
Iceland.
special.
I'm falling in love with you.
Oh, I'm so happy. I can't shut down what my heart's telling me.
I'm in love with you.
It's a pretty big one. Sorry, the face was. All right, I'm just kind of like forming some stuff here, because this makes me think that Serene gets a hometown over Teddy. And my brain's kind of whirling, because I'm going like 3. You know, if I originally thought if there are 3 one-on-ones in Austria, and usually someone goes home, the odd one out is Serene. But this is really giving me the vibe of that at the end of a hometown thing. You know, where they're sitting down. Because they always go like, this is the time where you say that you're in love with the person, you know, because it's the like the hometown, you know, if you want to get a fantasy suite kind of thing. Every season it happens. I don't know. That's just the major vibe I'm getting. This, I'm guessing, has to be that same maybe date where she was jumping up before, or maybe there's a group date or something. I don't know. It seems interesting. Eliza here. And Susie as well, and in the waterfall here, this is in Iceland. We've talked about this before, the Sky Lagoon. There are other shots of this. I think this is Susie. I think a lot of people have said that as well. Susie.
In love with you.
I am falling in love, and it feels so good.
2 different shots,
It
2
could
different
happen,
times.
But I'm in love with 3 women. I couldn't be more sure that I'm in love with you.
This is for sure a fantasy suite date, as we've discussed on this. If you see a zoomed out version, which they've shown us in other preview shots, they're on a bed. They are on a bed. So this is fantasy suite. But again, we know that Gabby is here. Who? Gabby. So, not surprising.
that I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you, and I have been. It's no longer about me falling in love with you. I am in love with you.
Fake out. Fake out. They used this shot with Serene before. Fake out. With Teddy. This looks like it's going to be from her... this shot right here is going to be from her date in Croatia. This is, I think Clayton later talks about saying, he says, I am in love with you, and then you tell me that, or something. This is the moment where he says he's in love. Because he seems to be wearing the same sweater in the whole... not this one. This moment... Or no, it's there's a I'm gonna make it more concise in the preview breakdown. It's not this moment, but there's another part where he's kind of like crying and he's like, I'm so broken, and it looks like he's wearing the same sweater. Not this one. I think they show it later in this preview.
I am in love with you. Why would you just turn around after I just told you I'm in love with you and drop a bombshell? I have to be honest and just let the woman know what happened. What I'm about to say is not going to be easy to hear, but I want to be fully transparent.
And this is, so here we go, Gabby in this this same outfit from, do they show here? Right here. Same kind of orange, bronzy outfit right here. From that night. Seems to be from that night.
I was in love with her, and I am in love with each of you.
Fake out. We know this is from the evening portion of a date, as we've talked about in a previous preview breakdown, where she cries. Sarah's not in that final 3 rose ceremony.
And I also was intimate with...
This is an interesting shot, a new one. I'm gonna take some longer looks at this, see if we can connect it to something, but seems like weird. I don't know.
Intimate with both of you.
Could be very end game, is what I mean by that. Like very end game.
You can't be in love with 3 people. You cannot. Like what the actual?
Yeah, this was Sarah again. Same from a one-on-one. But I don't know. Maybe she's someone who gets eliminated right before hometowns.
Done.
We'll see.
You can't be in love with 3 people. You cannot. Like what the actual? Why would you do that to me? I feel like my heart's breaking.
This is Rachel.
This is exactly what I was afraid of.
Gabby in the same. This is the night of the final 3 rose ceremony where some kerfuffle happens. I've also considered that like one of these shots of someone really upset and crying could be from them being eliminated too. Just trying to explore different possibilities to figure out some sort of narrative that makes sense. But
this is exactly what I was afraid of. She f***ed it up for everybody. And that's the last person I expected.
yeah, okay, so here we go. This does look like maybe it could be the same, like he's got the jacket on, but before, where was it? Maybe he's got the jacket off. Here. He's got the jacket on. Is that the same? Right here? This?
Couldn't be more sure.
Where was the... Right here. If I can find it. Here we go. Is that the same? Possibility? But take a look at what Rachel or what Gabby's wearing.
That's exactly what I was afraid of. She f***ed it up for everybody. And that's the last person I expected to do it. I've given you everything. Don't at me. Did you just play me this entire time?
Like, is this from... Is this potentially from like the Iceland rose ceremony? You know? Like this with the I don't know. We're gonna have to take some closer looks at this stuff. And Charleston Franklin, if you look at the shot for Gabby, it's not the same as the rose ceremony. But I'm wondering if like we can't for sure say that he's talking to Gabby here, unless we see them both in the same shot. Could be a major fake out. They've been doing the fake outs all season with this stuff. So can't be 100% certain.
I've given you everything. Don't at me. Did you just play me this entire time? I need to get out of here. I had no idea this is what was going to happen.
And there's Rachel again. So, see, now I originally thought this was Gabby. I was thinking this is Gabby, because if it's not Rachel or Susie or Teddy or Serene or anything like that, and it's definitely different than this other shot. But some people have said it could be a producer as well. And that's the last bit is just, I think, crying.
I've never felt pain like this before.
I'm so broken.
It's so weird because this shot right here, when you splice it all together, you know, throw it into this business, it seems so much more dramatic. This could be as simple as Clayton eliminating one of the final four, final three, or something like that. So it's so hard to know to pinpoint exactly what's going on, but for sure there is room for this with Gabby and this with Clayton being a fake out. That's for sure. The last person I expected to do it could be anyone from his final three or whatever it is. Final three here, but whoever it is could be anyone. The implication that I'm feeling here, so she effed it up for everybody. Like, what could that mean? Like, she effed it up for everybody. And again, all of this could also be, like, audio splicing in. It's so hard to know. For sure, like, I'm going to look at this, like, 7 to 20 more times. And we'll get a better understanding of what could be fake outs, what for sure are fake outs, what might be going on at the end here in the preview breakdown. But I think, like, my early thought of a narrative that could be going on is Clayton being rejected when he says, "I'm in love with you," or not getting the response that he thought he was going to get. Certainly, there's an eruption at the rose ceremony, but what does Clayton say here? Early on, he says, one of us is not.
But I want to be fully transparent. I was in love with her. It definitely looks like when he says, you know, I've been intimate with both of you, he's just eliminated someone already. It feels like the implication has to be that Gabby and Rachel are then left if they're both going off, but I guess, I mean, traditionally when someone's eliminated at a rose ceremony, the lead walks them out, they get an explanation or something, or they get a little sit-down moment. You know, they don't just storm off and blow off, you know, like and crying on the stairs like we see with Rachel.
the dress we've seen from past preview breakdowns. The dress at the end here, where she's on here, all of this matches Rachel's outfit. We've seen, you can see right here, same outfit. The kind of, it's like a little bit covering her neck a bit. Rachel here on the ground. We've got Gabby flying around as well. That's seems to be confirmed. And there's more footage in other previews, here in this dress, walking around, that seems to match Gabby. At the end of a rose ceremony, you don't just you don't get a rose, you just blow out. That hasn't happened, I don't think, ever. I mean, I guess it could happen, but what I'm saying is, to me, that makes me really believe that the final two are Gabby and Rachel. And that whatever there is going on after is a whole lot of Clayton trying to put back together what the mess that he makes by telling them both that he was intimate with them. And I think that makes more sense to me. The two of them going off and crying and, being on the stairs here would make more sense to me. They would go and do that after being told that, Clayton's by the way, been with just the last couple of days, been intimate with both of you, as opposed to one of them being eliminated. So I'm just trying to picture in my mind how this could what we could be imagining for the end of the season, and then Clayton having to I don't know, rebuild the trust, and maybe he tells one of them he's in love with them. And they say, I don't know how I'm feeling anymore. And then more blow up. And I don't know how I'm feeling anymore because, of what happened here. Which, again, could be either one. Could be, this, for all we know, this is what Gabby is wearing, and she's there that night, and it's all legit. Could be fake out. Could be Rachel. Could be someone else. Could be Susie. Susie could win the whole thing. I think at the end of the day, the more I think about it, just at first glance, I'm feeling like it's Rachel and Gabby at the end, and I still think Rachel wins. So the sleeves on Gabby's dresses is what someone was saying. Can you compare? So we've got here, she's wearing a coat. And then, yeah, it could. People are right. It could be two different outfits.
She f***ed it up. I wasn't.
Is the sleeve longer here? We're getting into some serious, Yeah, and it's does she have something on underneath? This is the Twitter version, so the quality is not amazing. Later tonight, they're going to be dropping the HD version. So... And I mean, so we've got shots of Gabby here. My feeling was this is the rose ceremony. She just puts on a coat. She goes outside and puts on a coat. I guess I could be wrong, but this orangey stuff here. I'm trying to, and I mean, at the end of the day, the other shots that we've seen here. I think at this point, with who's left, and, haircut, build, and everything, like this woman here, This shot right here is from the rose ceremony. Right here. Boom, boom. This is from the final three rose ceremony. So, at the end of the day, Gabby is like 99% there. I would be shocked if not. But I guess you're right. There is a possibility that this might be not from that night. But yeah, it is an interesting point. Like you're saying, the neckline here. The neckline here doesn't quite match the kind of like thinner straps. It is a good point. So hey, you're right. Like this absolutely could be this shot right here. Oh, wrong button. This shot right here, yeah, it could be. This could be legit. Now, the one thing I say to that is, I never trust a Bachelor preview. So, yeah, this could absolutely be Gabby and Clayton talking, don't BS me. But I just have a inner distrust for Bachelor editors. So someone say Susie sends her cell phone. Yeah. So I think plot twist. It's Jill. She's back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they all. Nick Vile said ending is this end. The producer said this season's ending is one of the best ever, and they always say that. Yeah, they said that Peter's was something no one could ever predict. No one's ever seen before, and they had that thing where Chris Harrison came out and was like, "I've got some shocking news for you, Peter," and he said, "What?" And then it was literally like, we can't find Hannah Ann or something, and then she's like, oh, I'm here. And that was it. I was so pissed off because they like blasted this thing in the previews. It was like, whoa, this is like so weird. They never do this. I was convinced like the only reason they're doing this is because they know they got something good, and so they want to lead with that. They want to get people hooked. But then it was whatever. Am I the only one appalled at the quarter zip under the blazer? No. So, but yeah, I guess generally, I don't know. I still think it's I'm still gonna say that it's Rachel and Gabby in the final two. That's where I'm at right now. Unless we get some like sleuthing narrative or something that comes out that really pushes Susie or Susie, who we are believing to be the third woman here in Iceland. Also, and talking of Peter, I think he was on. It was his podcast or something. I had heard him talk about Clayton and like and the Shanae decision making. Like, how do you pick Shanae over Elizabeth? How do you pick Shanae again after everything? And one thing I think he said was, one, like, producers, they have a way to talk with you. Like, you know, if they can see something like, okay, you've got Elizabeth or Shanae, and one, you have someone who from like Shanae here, who's completely head over heels for you, like just so into you kind of thing, according to her, but just giving you so much like love for you, and He said something along the lines of, like, you can be so apprehensive and worried that people aren't there for you, like, actually there for you, aren't interested in you. They're only interested in, like, being on the show or you know, fame or followers and stuff like that. That when someone, like, goes so much out of their way to, like, show that they're into you, you can like, kind of be blinded by that, or you know, you really appreciate that. 2, they can just say something like, they don't even focus on Shanae. They say, okay, Elizabeth, you know, you've got Shanae, Elizabeth, is she your future wife? And then you go, no, I don't think so. So then you go, okay, I'll eliminate Elizabeth. And that can be part of the decision-making process. As to how do you come to this decision? I think that there's also a gullible nature about Clayton as well. Like, how does Shanae make it this far? I think he's also attracted to Shanae. And tonight, on this episode, like, when she came out and apologized, like, that was his excuse to go, okay. She apologized. Now I have an excuse to pick her, keep her around another week. Because, you know, wasn't it the week before that Clayton said something along the lines of, like, whoa, I thought all this Shanae stuff was over after he eliminated Elizabeth. People were still talking about it. Shanae was still causing drama. He's like, I'm shocked that they're bringing up Shanae. I thought this was over. So, you can't be in love with 2 to 3 women? Well, tell that to Clayton. Yeah, Clayton is thinking with a different head. I think there's an element. There has to be an element there. I mean, gosh, you know, I was appalled by the ADHD comments and everything else said by the women. But I draw the line at throwing the trophy in the pool. That's that's where Clayton was at this episode. Until she apologized, then it was all good again. So there you have it. We have our preview for the end of the rest of the season. Kind of getting into the end. There are shots of Clayton with a ring. So I think he says something like, in this ring there's hope. So maybe there's someone here, he's trying to win them back. I still think it's Rachel. I think maybe they're building up the whole their love story, like, so much. It's going so easy. They've even talked about in this latest episode, you know, how easy things are. How perfect it's been. Then it's going to get broken down. And Clayton will have to, like, win her back. And the drama at the end of the season will be, will she even say yes? We'll see. That's my feel right now. So that's how I'm going. Also, briefly, I didn't get to talk about last week. The Bachelor news of the week. In case you didn't know, Ashley and Jared had their baby. I think it was a week ago Monday. They're 1 week into it at this point. That's really all the Bachelor news of the week that I've got for you. What about the scene with Genevieve in the elevator? It looks like it's from this night. She says, "Just let me go." Clayton's in the back right here in this shot. She's saying, "I don't want to be here anymore." Clayton's literally in the back there, so she's not talking to Clayton. And I also think that the person she is talking to when she's like in the elevator saying, "Just let me go," is a producer. That's I think, but can't know for sure. Yeah, maybe she self-eliminates. I don't know. Seems pretty bad. This looks like it would have to be either a group date or rose ceremony with Clayton over on the edge there talking with someone else. Self-eliminate. At this point, I guess. So, but all right, we've talked about the preview. We've talked about the 2-on-1. We've talked about Shanae. Now it's time to go to bed. Thank you all for joining me tonight to do a little bit of live sleuthing, a little bit of discussion about what could possibly be going on at the end of the season, a little bit of what happened in this episode, and recap is going to be out tomorrow. We have one more episode before Shanae sachets away. I've got something special planned, a little something special planned for next week. I had it prepared for this week, but we're not going to do it this week because Shanae's still in it. So be here next week for when Shanae goes. I'm like 99% sure she's going. I'm like 99% sure. You know. One last Bob cam for the road. There he is. There's Bob Marino. In his favorite chair. He'll be here tomorrow working / sleeping in that chair while I video edit. But yes, next something a little special. If you've been to these live streams before in similar situations where a villain goes, you might know what you're in store for. Be here next week. It's going to be good. Recap out tomorrow, a more extensive preview breakdown out the day after that, and maybe something bonus at the end of the week. There could be a really fun show coming out this week. Maybe I'll cover it. So keep tuned to the channel. And until next time, Bachelor Fan Take out.